We're going to start with the latest on the potential sale of Manchester United. Qatar's Sheikh Jassim bin Hamad Al Thani has made a bid, while Sir Jim Ratcliffe's offer to buy the Glazer family's 69% share of United. And there's also a financing proposal from US hedge fund Elliott Management. So we are joined by Kaveh Solokol, as you can see, our chief reporter. Where are you right now? Because a lot has happened over the weekend. So just tell us where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, there are two serious bids for Manchester United that we know about. One is from Qatar, Sheikh Jassim, and the other one is from Sir Jim Ratcliffe's company, Ineos. Now, as far as the Qataris are concerned, they are confident that they have made the best bid. They believe it's a very compelling bid, not just in terms of price, but also in terms of what their vision is for Manchester United going forward. Not just the men's team, the women's team, the infrastructure, regenerating the local area around Old Trafford as well. And I think what is really important for Manchester United fans is that the Qatari takeover would be debt-free. So Manchester United's debts would be wiped out. And those debts, importantly, were loaded onto the club by the Glazers as part of their leveraged buyout of Manchester United 18 years ago. To this day, those debts, I think, are still £515 million. So the Qataris would wipe that away, and going forward, there would be no debt put onto Manchester United. As far as Sir Jim Ratcliffe is concerned, I think the debt would disappear as well. But obviously, he is not, let's be blunt, he's not as rich as the Qataris are. And he's been advised by banks like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan about his takeover. But we're being told that any money that he borrows to finance his bid for Manchester United, those debts would not be loaded onto the club. So that's really important for United fans as well.
OK, so where are we at in terms of time? Because I guess, you know, I sat down with Erik ten Hag on Friday and I said, well, is it important to you that this sale goes through quickly if it goes through? And he was kind of like, it doesn't really matter, I'm just focusing on the football. But I guess for the fans, they want this to happen probably before the summer for sure. Well,
look, if there are only two serious bidders to buy all of Manchester United, then this can happen pretty quickly. I think ideally for everybody, if it was to happen by the end of the season, that would be perfect. Because going into the transfer window, Erik ten Hag needs to know who's going to be signing the cheques. Is it going to be the Glazers? Is it going to be Sheikh Jassim? Is it going to be Sir Jim Ratcliffe? So it would make sense if it's sorted out before the end of the season. But the really important thing here is, what do the Glazer family want to do? Do they actually want to sell Manchester United? Or do they just want to sell a minority stake in the club and use that money to redevelop Old Trafford? Do they feel that now is not the right time to sell Manchester United? Ultimately, it's up to them. And what we're being told is that the bidders for United are not going to pay crazy money for the club. They won't dance to the Glazers' tune. They have a valuation of what they believe Manchester United is worth, and they won't pay more than that.
Yeah, when they first talked about this, they sort of, you know, came out when I think we were talking way back at the World Cup. I remember talking to you then. It was always, you know, we're interested in maybe just selling a little bit of it. Do you feel that's changed at all, or are we kind of blowing this all out of proportion and they actually only want to let go, relinquish a little bit, and they'll keep a majority hold? What do you think?
Well, I think they basically told the Rain Group to explore all possibilities. So they have the option of selling all of Manchester United, or they have the option of just selling a minority stake. But you have to maybe factor in what United fans think. Because even before the Glazers arrived, there was a lot of opposition to their leveraged buyout of the club. And that opposition has not gone away over 18 years. I think a few days ago, there was a survey in The Athletic that said only 1.8% of United supporters wanted the Glazers to stay at the club. 1.8%. So you would think that surely they're looking at it now, they look at the share price, and they look at it and say, look, since we effectively put the club up for sale in November, the share price has doubled. The fans don't like us. Money needs to be spent on the team and the stadium. We're getting these incredible offers, probably between £4 and £5 billion. A lot of that is going to be tax-free as well, because they moved the registered offices of United to the Cayman Islands. So you would think that if you're the Glazers, you would be thinking, look, we've made a lot of money, it's been difficult, we've had a lot of bad PR, but this is a perfect opportunity to walk away and sell Manchester United now. But they own 69% of the club, and they've got nearly all the Class B shares that have the voting rights. Right. So they don't have to sell the club at all if they don't want to.
And they've got very thick skin, it seems, because they've been up against it with the fans since time began.
If they stay at the club and they sell a minority stake, Erik ten Hag needs to be backed in the transfer market. You can't have another window like January when they were only making loan signings. Old Trafford needs to be redeveloped. You know, Erik ten Hag is doing a fantastic job at the moment. The fans 100% behind him. He needs this situation sorted out as well. I know when he spoke to you on Friday, he said that it had nothing to do with him. But come on, behind the scenes, they're all talking about it, and they know that the future for them could be uncertain depending on who comes in. So this.
But look what it did to Chelsea. So I mean,
exactly. You look at the situation at Chelsea. The new owners came in. Virtually everybody in a senior position at Chelsea left within 3, 4, 5 months. I don't think that will happen at Manchester United, because I think both bidders, although it's not information I've had from them personally, but just the noises I'm hearing is that they are all very, very impressed with the job that Erik ten Hag is doing. And I think he would be an integral part of United's future going forward, no matter who owns the club.
All right, look, Harvey, I know you're here all afternoon, so we'll go back to you shortly. Thank you very much.